After a difficult square to Saturn and Neptune, Mars levels up, entering the sign of its exaltation Capricorn on Monday, December 15th. Here, the Lord of Action will stay until January 23rd, blessing you with persistence, ambition, and strategy that wins it all. Let's take a closer look and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I am a traditional Western astrologer specializing in doing readings, teaching classes, creating products. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you enjoy my work and have been here a while, please show your support and take a few seconds to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, press the notification bell, hype this video. You can do so within a week of the posting date. You can also say thank you by buying me a tea, a coffee, a croissant, some Ricola. I am dealing with a cold and feeling congested, so anything you do, greatly appreciated. If you enjoy my work and you want personal advice, on anastasiadoesastrology.com, you can find the readings I offer. There's a natal chart, great for the beginners, solar return, best to do around your birthday, year ahead to take a look at the year to come. That one is actually discounted until the end of January. You can save $20 with a code 2026 or 40 by getting a recorded option in the shop on my website. I do relationship readings, astrocartography, electional astrology. I'm also teaching an upcoming course dedicated to predictive astrology. Forecasting your future begins in March 2026. And I will teach you how to use solar returns, annual perfections, and transits to foretell what's ahead for you and to get ahead of the game, to avoid making any mistakes and to capture life by its reins. So join us on my website. You can also pick up my 2026 planner, full of insights about astrology, breaking down retrograde dates, breaking down important concepts. Every month has a description page. There are calendars, spaces to set your to-do lists. Every lunation is broken down and includes ritual suggestions. There are also positive dates for relationships and more challenging dates to avoid, as well as lucky dates. And since today we're talking about Mars, I'd love to highlight this lovely Mars in Scorpio candle. Look how red it is. It is decorated with garnet stone and increases courage, discipline, and passion. Mars is in its domicile in Scorpio. It is extra persistent, extra strategic, extra ninja-like. You cannot get a better Mars for setting your goals, reaching your goals, especially when it comes to fitness, when it comes to professional projects and any pursuits. You can also get my Exalted Mars candle, which captures Mars in Capricorn, the transit we're going to be talking about today. And that one has the benefit of being ruled by Saturn. So Mars in Capricorn is actually extra perfect for setting emotions aside and getting things done. It can figure out best deals. It can help you reach your ambitions. It can help you be very sort of cold-minded when necessary when it comes to, professional and athletic pursuits. So check out my website for that. Especially recommend this for anyone born with their Mars retrograde. Your natal Mars is in Taurus, Libra, or Cancer, signs of detriment and fall. And if your Mars conjoins, squares, opposes Saturn, you can benefit from this candle the most. So Mars is the planet of action. Mars is the planet of self. It is connected to severing and separating, versus Venus will be the opposite of Mars, right? Venus is all about connection. Mars is about separation. Mars is about desires in a way that we actually go after them and we take steps and we achieve our goals. And that's why there's also a sense of separation, because if you're so focused on your goals, you're less focused on what will make other people happy, right? That's why Mars struggles in Libra. Mars in Libra is perfect for like group sports or any other activities, right? Politics, you see a lot of people with Mars in Libra, but it's harder to be assertive if you're constantly worried about other people. That's why Taurus, Libra, and Cancer are more difficult placements, and hence I recommend any Mars in Capricorn, Exalted Mars, or Mars in Scorpio candle. So when Mars is in Scorpio or Mars is in Aries, this is Mars at its raw power. It is free to do its own thing, right? In Scorpio, it's this like, we're gonna go and attack in the darkness of the night. We're gonna dress in all black and we're gonna do things without people knowing until we've done it, right? So Mars and Scorpio, this very like penetrative energy. Mars and Aries is a lot more like, you know, battling your head into the wall until the wall breaks. So Mars and Aries is like fast and visible and explosive. When Mars is placed in the sign other than Aries or Scorpio, it is like it's a guest in that sign's house, or even more so, it's like a guest in that planet's house, right? So Mars in Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, because Capricorn is a Saturn ruled sign. So you get Mars, which generally is quite hot-headed, right? Even in Scorpio, it can be like very emotionally driven and has like intense desire for control and transformation. When it's in Capricorn, Saturn tempers Mars. It cools it down, right? Like Saturn, that's why Mars is exalted in Capricorn, because Saturnian influence, while limiting and restricting Mars, right, while cooling it down, actually helps Mars. You want to be level-headed when you are in the thick of action, when people around you are angry, right? You want to think rationally and be grounded. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn because of that sort of twist that maybe will restrict a different planet, but for Mars, it's perfect. It's like having the knowledge and the wisdom of Saturn, of this weathered, battled, strong general that can guide you. Mars and Capricorn people tend to be so good at like finding best deals and figuring out how to navigate the system that exists around all of us, right? Really sort of, I'm always impressed by this placement. So if this is your placement, happy Mars return. Of course, you know, with exaltation sometimes comes a little bit of like being too full of oneself. People with exalted placements sometimes struggle understanding others with not exalted placements, right? People who maybe attach emotions to their actions. Mars and Capricorn might be like, what are you doing? This is stupid. Do share if this is you. So what happens when Mars transits Capricorn? We become a lot more traditionally driven. Our goals are connected to reaching material success. We are more conservative, potentially, more strategic. We are better at following the rules. And again, you may notice that you yourself are seeking to find the best deals. You know who to ask, what to ask for, who to send an email to. There's like a lot of sort of, you know, there's no rush to get things done, but when you do them, you're likely to be pragmatic and direct and actually will get them done quite fast. So emotions get on the back burner when you're getting things done. It's a very hard-working placement, very dedicated, very precise, which means that this transit could be quite positive time for surgery. What's interesting is Mars is going through a rebirth right now. Mars is about to conjoin the Sun on January 9th, which means Mars is invisible and it has gone in the underworld, and it is on some level weakened because of the solar rays are burning Mars up. But around January 9th, when Mars conjoins the Sun, it will start to reappear after a month or so, but it will be as if the Sun infuses Mars with purpose. So January is a really big month because we're going to have a lot of Capricorn energy. You know, there's double Cazimi as Venus conjoins the Sun, and then Mars conjoins the Sun shortly after. There's a new moon in Capricorn, so it's all kind of, everything is happening. We're starting the year. We're starting it. We're going for things. We are feeling things moving, which is a welcome change compared to December and all the squares to Saturn and Neptune. So January 7th, Venus conjoins Mars. Really lovely for love and passion. January 9th, Mars Cazimi, which is a rebirth for Mars. A great time to start exercising, great time to set fitness goals, to start any kind of exercise, health, wellness projects, competitive projects, business. January 10th, Mars opposes Jupiter. Watch out for overdoing things 4 days before, 4 days after. January 18th, Mercury conjoins Mars on the day of the new moon in Capricorn. So Mercury conjoins Mars and the Sun and the Moon, infusing the Moon with this ambitious, driven, practical energy. It's a really great time, maybe especially in January, as Mars is making these supportive aspects to get things going. January 20th, Mars will trine Uranus, a sign of technological invention, upgrades, experimentation, future-oriented action, and Mars also sextiles Saturn around the same time, and then sextiles Neptune on January 23rd. So whatever obstacles we've been dealing with in December, by mid to last third of January, we're seeing a way through it, and we're figuring out better ways to express our energy versus just sort of bumping our head and rushing full speed ahead as Mars and Sagittarius could have done. We're going to take a quick look at the 12 rising signs to see what this might mean for you. For more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com. Take advantage of the year ahead reading. It is discounted until the end of January, $20. Save $20 on the in-person reading with the code 2026, or save $40 on the recorded reading. Pick that up in the shop. Get my 2026 planner and sign up for my upcoming predictive astrology course. Starts in March, very soon. You'll blink and you'll miss it. If you are an Aries rising, Mars is entering your 10th house. Mars in the 10th is a powerhouse professionally. Really great for any project you're working on. If you have anything to do, you'll do it. You'll be quick about it. You'll follow the rules, and you'll figure out actually how to make the rules work to your advantage. A good period for starting a business, a good period for finding a new job and embarking on a new career path. A really great time to assert yourself, because Mars in the 10th can be a sign of this masculine direct approach, and other people respect you, especially because this is exalted Mars and we have a lot of action in your career sector. So it's a great time for you to be in the public spotlight and to be visible right now. Share how this resonates, and if you're seeking more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com. Take advantage of the year ahead reading, or join my upcoming predictive astrology course. The year ahead reading deal is in the description. If you are a Taurus rising, Mars is entering your 9th house. So this is a great time for you to grow. Grow through travel. If you need to apply for any visa or find best deals for flights, or get your car fixed up so that you can take a road trip, Mars will help you figure out the best way to do it, and maybe even save money in the process. Mars in the 9th could be very helpful when it comes to legal matters, any sort of legal battles you're involved in, or visas, applications, scholarships, education-related matters. It can encourage you to study. It can help you teach. It can help you write and publish your work as well. The only thing kind of to watch out for here is being holier than thou, being too confident in your opinions and too pushy and just sort of too maybe traditional and dogmatic when it comes to other people, because you may come across as like my way or the highway. For more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com. You can save on my year ahead reading until the end of January. Information is in the description. Pick up my beautiful 2026 planner and register for my upcoming astrology course dedicated to predicting with transit, solar returns, and annual perfections. For Gemini rising, Mars is entering your 8th house, and it is ruled by Saturn in the 10th. So Mars in the 8th is really good for paying off debts, for coming up with some kind of strategy, right, where you set certain amount of money aside. It's really great for like renegotiating any mortgage rates, insurance payments, calling people up, calling, how do you, no, calling, I don't, this, yeah, right, calling people up. It only took me 5 tries, but I have a cold right now, so forgive me. So calling people up, renegotiating your payments. It could also be great for partnering up with others and for maybe also like negotiating good agreements. You're maybe battling it out with others over some kind of insurance payment or a custody battle or some other sort of payment that is owed to you. And because Mars in Capricorn is exalted, it can actually help you get your way. But watch out that you're not, watch out that you're not just sort of prioritizing being right over peace with other people. But generally, it's a pretty good transit, and I think it suggests that you're making moves, but you're not rushing into things. You're not being too reckless. You're actually doing sort of smart things. For more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com to book your personal reading. My year ahead reading is discounted until the end of January. Save $20 with the code 2026 or $40 by getting a recorded reading in the shop. And register for my upcoming predictive astrology course. If you are a Cancer rising, Mars is entering your 7th house, and it will inspire you to start new relationships. If you're single, right, Mars in the 7th could be, okay, I am ready to put myself out there. Venus is also there. There's going to be a new moon here. There's going to be Venus-Mars conjunction. So it's a perfect time to like put yourself out there romantically or even in a professional context. If you want to start a professional marriage, you want to find a business partner, or you want to find your next client, you want to sign some kind of contract and begin a new deal, this is great. If you are in a relationship, it might suggest that your relationship is very dynamic right now. You're going on active dates, you're hiking, you're maybe discussing a business idea that you can start with your significant other together. Just watch out for maybe fighting a little bit more, because sometimes Mars in the 7th indicates that you kind of like more friction in relationships. So instead of fighting, express this energy by pursuing, a common goal. Visit anastasiadoesastrology.com to book a year ahead reading and register for my upcoming predictive astrology course. And of course, do not forget to pick up your 2026 planner before the year comes to a close. If you are a Leo rising, Mars is entering your 6th house. Mars is in its joy in the 6th house, so it's extra benevolent. Mars loves the 6th house. It gives you the energy to do any kind of DIY projects and to problem solve and to handle matters at work. You're efficient, you're productive, you're hardworking. You maybe are even finding yourself in a position of like dealing with conflict with your colleagues and stepping up and being maybe somebody who is like calm and collected under pressure. If you're looking for work, Mars can encourage you to find work. It is also a really great transit for health matters when it comes to booking doctor's appointments or exercising, setting fitness goals, and reaching your ambitions as well. Highly recommend this Mars in Scorpio or Exalted Mars candle if you struggle sticking to your fitness goals. And you can find it on my website. You can also book a year ahead reading on there, get ready for 2026, and pick up my 2026 planner. If you are a Virgo rising, Mars is entering your 5th house while Saturn is in the 7th. Mars in the 5th suggests that you're driven to have fun. And the fun might involve exploring your passions, painting, dancing, sculpture, studying astrology, joining my course that begins in March. Visit anastasiadoesastrology.com for that. But like you're creative, you're playful, you're driven, and it's a great time to indulge in your passions, let's say. Romantically, this can also be a highly inspired time because fifth house is connected to pleasure and sex. So you're maybe finding yourself dating more and maybe having fun dates with your significant other, or just experimenting in the bedroom, right? Fifth house is connected to children, so spending more time with kids, spending more time making children, right? Again, turning it back to the bedroom. But it's like you're either connecting with your childlike energy, or you are connecting with children, right? Allowing yourself to have fun, allowing yourself to do things that please you, which you do need sometimes, right? As Virgo rising, you project this very serious, look at this light, look at this beautiful light, isn't it crazy? So you project very like in control vibe, right? So Mars in the fifth house could be like, how about you tie me up? How about I tie you up, right? And do something free and fun. Watch out for like fighting, because sometimes Mars in the fifth house can suggest being a little bit combative. For more, visit Anastasia.astrology.com. Take advantage of my year ahead deal and save $20 on the year ahead reading with the code 2026, or save $40 by getting a recorded reading in my shop. For the beautiful Libra rising, Mars is entering your fourth house, energizing you to take care of your home. You're taking on DIY projects, maybe redesigning your space, getting a Murphy bed, building a wall, painting walls new colors, right? You're driven, you're energetic, you're full of confidence and courage. You're maybe moving, you're selling your property, you're buying a home, right? There is a lot of action in that regard. Spending more time with family coming to visit you, potentially arguing with family a little bit more, but Mars being exalted in Capricorn, it's likely to make you both sort of, driven to see family, and maybe there is some conflict, but you're also very protective of your family, quite likely. But yeah, I like this for taking action in regards to property. Maybe you have a tree that you want to cut in your front yard, right? Could be a good time to do that. A good time to talk to your landlord and figure out when to take care of business. For more, visit Anastasia.astrology.com. My year ahead reading is discounted until the end of January. Save $20 with the code 2026, or $40 by getting a recorded reading in the shop. Register for my upcoming predictive astrology course and pick up my 2026 planner. For Scorpio rising, Mars is entering your third house and your life is becoming busier. Mars in the third house usually suggests a lot of interactions, a lot of time spent with siblings, a lot of action in the neighborhood, more places you're going to, you're driving faster, so watch out that you're not driving too fast. There is more items on your to-do list, more meetings on your agenda, more phone calls that you're receiving. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so it's going to help you handle a lot of things, but still try to build in some time to just relax and take it easy. I like this for any kinds of like logistical problem solving. If you need to talk to someone in the neighborhood about beautifying your yard or getting a pool added to your property or anything like that, it can help you. It's also generally quite a nice transit for being like a problem solver for other people, especially because Venus is going to join the third house, and knowing how to do things fast and quickly and in the best possible way. A great time to take care of your business, a great time to explore new skills and learn, maybe even take exams. Just generally your day is more packed, and this coincides with the holiday season, so it makes sense that you're probably going to be quite social and engaged around this time. And generally quite a nice transit, but watch out for fighting with siblings, neighbors, and as mentioned, watch out for driving too fast. If you are a Sagittarius rising, Mars is entering your second house, inspiring you to hustle and make money. So that Saturn rules this Mars. It's in your fourth house, so you might be spending money on property, on family. You're maybe hosting family gatherings, and even helping family members. Mars is very strategic here, so if you are spending money, you're likely to be very good at finding the best deals, right? And figuring out how to spend without overspending. It can also be a sign that you're very entrepreneurial and you're going into new financial ventures. Sometimes Mars in the second could be the time when you're like spending a bunch, but then immediately making a lot of money, trying to recover things that you have spent. Watch out for fighting with people around resources, about resources. And yeah, and be mindful of power struggles, because sometimes in the second house there might also be some disagreements around priorities with other people, and maybe you feel like, oh, I'm making all this money but you're taking advantage of me and like this doesn't feel fair or something. For more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com and book a reading. My year ahead is discounted until the end of January. You can save $20 with the code 2026 or save $40 in the shop by picking up the recorded reading. You can also get my 2026 planner on there or register for my upcoming predictive astrology course. It begins in March. For Capricorn risings, Mars is entering your first house. This is beautiful. It's energizing you. It's giving you a boost to exercise, to set fitness goals and build muscle, build sort of the body of your dreams, right? Get healthier. It helps you, especially if you've been dealing with some health issues in the past, with Mars being tucked away in your 12th, struggling sleeping, being maybe more anxious. Mars coming into your first is a sign of like you're coming into the light, you're enthusiastic, and there's a lot of new beginnings coming your way with Venus entering here, and then the Sun, and then the new moon, and Sun conjoining Mars, Sun conjoining Venus, double Cazimi, so a lot is going on. So you are feeling the drive, right, to reinvent yourself, to start new projects, and to present a more braver, a more entrepreneurial, a more enthusiastic version of yourself to the world. Just watch out for being a little bit more impulsive, a little bit more argumentative, and maybe too competitive or accident prone. It is an exalted Mars, so I wouldn't worry too much, because if anything this Mars is good at is it's at conserving energy and spreading effort in smart ways. So enjoy. For more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com, book your personal reading. Take advantage of the Year Ahead special, save $20 with the code 2026 on the Year Ahead reading, or save $40 by getting a recorded reading in the shop. And don't forget to get my 2026 planner. The year is almost over. 2026 is almost here. If you are an Aquarius rising, Mars is entering your 12th house, so it's actually descending into your private sector. Doesn't mean that things get quiet. If anything, it can mean that there is a lot going on, but it's likely to be behind the scenes. Mars in the 12th could be the time you're traveling. You are booking a ticket and you're going away to a faraway place from where you live. Maybe you're going home, but maybe the home is far away. You may be working on something in the privacy of your home, being sort of more solitary, right? Preferring to spend time alone because you feel like you're more productive alone. Working alone, exercising on your own can also be something that you're doing here. 12th house can also encourage you to fight battles that are more subtle, right? Sometimes it's battles with yourself when it comes to going to bed early, scrolling less, restricting sweets, for example. Or sometimes it can also be battles that involve spirituality, that involve astrology. Maybe you're getting more connected with your spiritual self. If that is you and you want to study astrology, my predictive course begins in March 2026, and you will learn how to forecast the future with the use of annual perfection, solar returns, and transits as some of the main techniques in astrology. So visit anastasiadoesastrology.com for that. But generally, it could be quite a good transit for therapy, for doing more yoga, for retreating. Sometimes Mars in the 12th can disturb your sleep, or bring dreams that are more telling and colorful. So just give yourself plenty of time to rest. Don't forget to move your body so that you can recover and feel more tired physically and sleep better. For more, visit anastasia.astrology.com to book a personal reading. My year ahead is discounted. You can save $20 with the code 2026 or $40 by getting a recorded reading in the shop. Pick up my 2026 planner on there and join my upcoming course. Last but not least, if you are a Pisces rising, Mars is entering your 11th house, and that suggests a lot of action in your social life. Your social life is speeding up. There's maybe more get-togethers, more weddings, more parties that you're going to. You are partnering up with others. You're maybe advocating for the little guy, somebody in need of protection and somebody who doesn't have a voice of their own. That could be as small as talking to your mom about your little brother, or as big as speaking up in front of the dean of your school about something that's happening with all of the students. So it's a great time to focus on others, do humanitarian work, and also explore new dreams, right? 11th house has to do with community, your role in the world, your visibility, and your voice on many levels. So with Mars here, you're asking what is worth your time, what is worth your energy, what is worth fighting for. And it doesn't, nothing is big or small. It's going to be really deeply personal to you. So take advantage of this transit. Watch out for packing your schedule too much and getting yourself too busy and not allowing yourself any time to rest and relax. So enjoy, but don't do too many things. Find a good balance. And if you're seeking more, take advantage of my year ahead special. Save $20 with the code 2026 or get a recorded reading and save $40 in the shop. Pick up my 2026 planner. And of course, don't forget to join my upcoming predictive astrology course. It starts in March. I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hype this video and subscribe if you have not yet. Say thank you by sending me a little tip. I can't say that word. Send me a tip, say thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.